What's going on, you guys? What's going on? What is going on, you guys? It's be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new review of Belle Collective Birmingham, Season 1, Episode 6. What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And I intend on doing the exact same thing, you guys. What's the tea and what is going on, people? What is the deal? What is going on, you guys? All right. um what we got going on here, y'all. I saw the response to you guys, basically talking about my divorced sisters review. Y'all enjoyed it, and I saw that I had over 1,000 views on that review, which I wasn't expecting much from it, to be honest. Like, some videos, at this point I'm doing them because I want to, and I was not expecting my divorced sisters review to even catch fire the way that it did. So I'm very appreciative of that, and I would definitely will be doing more. Me and T will probably be doing like joint reviews. We'll be doing some with L Teddy and things of that nature, but we are most definitely doing divorced sisters. We're doing more reviews on that. So yes, so with being that you guys responded the way that y'all did, you're definitely going to get more divorced sisters from me, because whether I'm doing it by myself or if I'm doing them with just T or both T and L Teddy or not, you definitely will be getting them, because baby, the season is great. I'm really enjoying Divorced Sisters, and it might be time for me to go into scripted series and things like that. You never know. um Hi, Marcella. Are you going to review the Candy play? So somebody actually just asked me this earlier today in my DMs, and the thing is, I'm trying to see, should I, because I don't want to spoil nothing, because I know that they're still on tour. I know she just did a Charlotte show yesterday. So I'm trying to figure that part out. I'm not really sure. But of course, me and Jamie, we went to the Candy show and whatever. And it was a great show. Met some wonderful people, people that y'all know and things of that nature. So it was wonderful. And the people knew who the fuck I was. Okay, they knew who the fuck me and Jamie was, baby. So can't nobody tell me shit. Okay, and that's just it on that. Um, but I'm trying to wait and see, because she did reveal some tea. She did reveal some teas at this show. So I'm just trying to figure out how am I gonna talk about it without giving away the tea that she did spill about what happened with her divorce. I'm probably gonna wait a minute before I spill it, but okay. But anyway, anyhow, I only see one moderator in here, and that's Miss L. Janae. So being that you are the lone moderator in here, just make sure that the chat is clean. Make sure that everybody's engaging, and make sure that everybody is leaving fire emojis in the chat, because y'all do know that we do the fire emoji thing as we get into the 5-minute mark. As y'all know, I start off at 5 minutes, sometimes 6. But tonight I ain't got too many announcements, so we're gonna go ahead and start it off at the 5-minute mark. Okay, that's what we're gonna start it off at. Okay, so just give me 1 second. You feel what I'm saying? Give me 1 minute, 1 second. Okay, there we go. But yeah, yes, we're gonna get started 5-minute mark. So let's go ahead and put the fire emojis in the chat, y'all. And I see Too Feisty is also in here. Hello, my girl. She's another one of my early moderators alongside Miss L. Janae. Make sure you guys are leaving fire in the chat. There y'all go. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the show. We're at the 5-minute mark. So make sure you guys go ahead and light this chat up as we continue with the show. So let's go ahead and get started. I got my notes right here. So let's go ahead and get into the show. So we're gonna open this thing up with Tiffany. Now, Tiffany is sitting at home and she gets a message from Stormmy. And apparently Stormmy is having like this little girls' day in type of thing, and she's inviting Tiffany. And Tiffany is hella surprised that she's invited. Now, I don't remember who it was that she called. I don't know if it was Amber or Sonetta. I don't know which one it was, but she called one of them and told them that you won't believe what I got. And the person on the phone was like, "What happened?" She said, "Don't you know that Stormy invited me out to her house after she's disinvited me to other things that she's had, she's invited me out to her house. I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know where this is gonna lead to, but baby, I'm very surprised. Okay, I knew it was either Amber or Sonetta, but she was like, baby, I don't know how this is gonna go because I already know she don't really like me like that. So me getting this invite is really surprising, but we're gonna do what we're gonna do. We're gonna see how this is gonna happen. Hey Harold, we're gonna see how this is gonna go down. Okay. So she's very surprised about it, but she's gonna go. Okay. So then Fumi. We're gonna go ahead and get into Fumi. So Fumi and her husband are looking at a new house, and it's a big ass house, and it's a nice ass house, and it's a type of house that I see in Atlanta all the time. So they're looking through the house. It's very spacious. It's on like 20 some acres and stuff like that. And so it's kind of like, okay, it's on all those acres, so it got to be a lot of money. Fumi does not care about what her husband got to say. Fumi only cares about what Fumi fucking wants. And that's just it. She feels like the husband is secondary to the situation. You got the money. We got the money. We're going to get this house because we can afford it. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to do. But I just don't feel like you should. But that might be my little cheap ass. Because I just feel like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if... It doesn't really matter if I can afford it. Just because I can afford it, it don't mean that I got to get it, if that makes sense. It's kind of like the conversations that I be having with some of my friends, and they be talking about me to like other people, and they be like, well, y'all know Scotty got money. Like Scotty, like all that stuff, like the new Jordans and shit, he can go and get them same new Jordans when they first come out, but he don't. That is true. I ain't rich. My job pays me well. YouTube does too. But the thing is, I can go out and get new Jordans if I want to, but I would rather get a pair of Vans, affordable, and they're comfortable on my feet. I don't have to have a pair of Jordans to prove myself to any fucking body. I just don't. So that's just the basis of the situation. So just because you can afford it, it really don't mean that you have to have it. And just like Feisty said, in this market, you know what I mean? Some people want to have roommates. And right now, I'm rooming right now with my best friend. Like I gotta, you know, I'm his roommate right now, and I don't give a fuck. You feel what I'm saying? But and just like Michelle just said in the comments, Fumi was talking about growing up in poverty, and she feels like she has to make up for what she didn't have. And I definitely understand that, but we gotta be smart about it. We also got to be smart about this situation, right? We got to be smart about it. Like, I get that you grew up in poverty and you don't ever want your kids to go through the same things that you did. And that's one of the things that a lot of parents do. They do things so their kids won't go through the same stuff that they did. And that's absolutely okay. And that's fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, my thing is, don't just spend all your money just because you got it. You don't want to go broke trying to buy this lavish ass home for you and your family, and you're gonna spend an arm and a leg to get it to you know, to pay for it. It's just like at this point, homes are high as fuck, you know, and there was a time where motherfuckers could move to Atlanta, even with it being a big city, and get an affordable apartment. These days in Atlanta, if you want to get a one bedroom apartment, that motherfucker like $1,800 a pop, depending on what part of Atlanta you live in. Because if you live on the north side, that shit gonna be high. If you live out here on the south side, it's more affordable. That's why I said when I get done with this roommate shit, I'm staying on the south side. Bitch, take me to College Park, take me to East Point, okay? Riverdale, okay? Mainly College Park, because I like College Park better. This is more my steeds. But my thing is, if you want something affordable, people come out to the south side. But if you would rather pay that $18, $19, sometimes $200 rent on the north side, you go right ahead. If you want to pay that damn $2,000 rent in Midtown for that itty bitty one bedroom apartment, go right ahead. Scotty ain't doing it. I don't give a fuck if I can afford it. South side me, please. Okay. And then a lot of these homes that's in Atlanta that you have to purchase, they're even more expensive. And they wasn't that expensive either at one point in time. That's why a lot of people will move to Atlanta because it was cheaper. You feel what I'm saying? But now it's just as high as everything else. So, and it's because of, you know, the economy and everything that's going on with it. And look at gas $4 fucking. Go figure. You feel what I'm saying? So that's where we at with everything these days. But I just feel like Fumi, I know that Fumi is high maintenance and she's this, she's that. But I just don't think that she should spend all that money on that big ass house right now. Like, I just don't think so. Hey Trey, I just don't think so. I just don't think that she should. I don't think it's a smart decision. But I ain't got that kind of money. I ain't got her kind of money, so I really can't say nothing about it. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just telling y'all, if it were me, I wouldn't be doing it. Hold on, y'all. Where we at? So then Stormy, and she's getting ready for the girls to come out to her house for this girls' day in. She's being interviewed by this person, and she's now Woman of the Year. Now, let me just tell y'all one thing's for certain. I'm very happy for Stormy. I love where she's at this point in time with her business and where she's at as a public figure as far as being an entrepreneur. And I said this maybe one or two reviews ago, but I just feel like I think I root for her a lot because she's from Mississippi, just like me. And people from Mississippi don't have a lot of hope. They don't never feel like they're ever going to make it anywhere because that's what we are accustomed to believing about ourselves. Like, that's what we are accustomed to. But there's no hope in Mississippi. Nobody feels like anything could happen for you being in Mississippi. And that's one of the reasons why people leave that place, because there aren't any opportunities there. There are not any opportunities in Mississippi. So that is why a lot of us leave to find better opportunities for ourselves. And the thing is, with Mississippians, we know that Mississippi is home, but we know that we can't prosper in Mississippi. So to see Stormy being a fellow Mississippian and actually prospering with her own product and doing so well, that is very much so inspiring to a person like myself, being that I am from a small town and small hood ass town from Mississippi. And even though I ain't on the same level as Stormy, people from my hometown look at me and say, Scotty, you're doing so well for yourself. You got a book out, you winning awards, you're doing it. And that and honestly, the seat that I'm sitting in is actually a good seat, even though it's not the same seat Stormy in, but who's to say that I can't do it? Who said I can't do it? You feel what I'm saying? So that's my plight with that situation. So it's always a beautiful thing to see Stormy get her flowers. When we first met Stormy, when we first met Stormy, she was having issues with her business. Like, she was having a whole lot of business issues and things like that. So to see her business be where it's at now and just watching the flourishing of it is amazing. But like I said, the inspiration for me is being that we are from Mississippi, a place that is ass backwards, got Jim Crow laws and shit. It's just not a good place for a person that's black like ourselves, that's actually trying to make something of ourselves. The biggest thing that Mississippians have had over the last couple of years was Belle Collective bringing their ass on down there and filming the show down there. That is the most notoriety Mississippi has ever seen, and that's why I will always be grateful to Carlos King for shedding light in the Jackson area, period. So we can move on from that. So the girls are on the sprinter, right? It's Tiffany, Amber, Kayla, Fumi, and Sonetta. They all riding together. Now Kayla is on the sprinter and she sees Tiffany coming on the bus, and she's not necessarily sure as to how things are going to go between her and Tiffany due to the fact that they left off on not a good note at that lunch. And Tiffany is also feeling the same exact way that Kayla is feeling. Like, we already didn't had a rough patch at this moment, you know, when we had that dinner or whatever. Like, we had that. And so for, I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know how we're going to feel. I don't know if we're going to really make it through this trip with the stuff that we just went through with this brunch. So then As the tension is mounting, we got Fumi, and she's telling the girls about the house hunting with her husband. And she was saying that her husband really don't want her to get this house, that he don't really want to get this house. He's penny pinching. He's worried about the cost and everything like that. And she says, but she's not worried about it because she feels like his opinion don't count when it come down to her trying to get this house. That's her. That's what she said. I ain't said. That's what the fuck she said. Okay. And I really believe that that is how she feels. She really feels like that man's opinion don't matter. She really feels like at the end of the day, she gonna do whatever the fuck she want to do, and she don't give a fuck how he feels about it. That's just it, and that's just that. And I can't really be mad at her for feeling that way, right? Can't. So, um, they asked her, well, how much is the house? She said it's about $2.6 million. Everybody's looking at her like, listen, $2.6 million. And Amber was like, in her confessional, she was saying, I mean, I understand that you want a lavish home. I understand that that's what you want. But in the same breath, it's kind of like, okay, I get that you want this and you want that. But I feel like just because you got the money, that don't mean that you got to necessarily spend the money. And I understand it, and I wholeheartedly receive that. Like, for real, for real. Like, I definitely get it. You feel what I'm saying? But but for me, at the same point in time though, it's like, how can you tell somebody what to do with their money? But I also agree with Amber, just because you got it don't mean you got to spend it all like that, because you really don't have to. Even Kayla and Tiffany was basically saying they don't, they are a long way from $2.6 million, but go ahead, Fumi. That's exactly how I feel too. If you got it, okay, I guess you can spend it, but it's really not smart in this economy. Like, if this was a couple of years ago, girl, go buy you a house. You feel what I'm saying, girl? Go buy you a house. But now, if you buy a house, you probably gonna want somebody to come and stay in this house with you. Like, if somebody say, oh, I just moved here, I need somewhere to live, you'll probably welcome them motherfuckers with open arms to help you pay this mortgage. That's probably what you're gonna have to do because of this economy. It's not looking good for no goddamn body. Everything is high. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick. Things is so damn high that when me and Bando was going to Mississippi, we actually stopped in Birmingham to get something to eat at the McDonald's. It was early in the morning, and we was getting like breakfast. The breakfast was like $5. And this nigga was excited as fuck about the breakfast being $5 because he just knew it was gonna be 10 because that's how much it would be here in Atlanta. But it was only $5 in damn Birmingham. That's just how excited he was, because shit is high. Especially here in Atlanta, like going to even food restaurants, I could get a whole meal back home, like for at least a good $20 to $25. That same meal at the same restaurant here in Atlanta would probably be like between 30 to 40 some dollars for that same goddamn meal. I mean, it's just the truth. But shit is high. Like, everything from gas to food to everything, it is high, and it's hard out here for a pimp. That's just the truth of the matter. Let me read this comment. Miss Edith says, I think that Fumi should compromise with her husband, especially since she doesn't want to contribute her money. That is very true. You need to compromise if he's spending his money. If you ain't trying to give away your money, then my thing is, don't you think you might need to compromise just a tad? If you're not trying to spend all your money, you want him to spend his. And that would be cute if this was years ago when the economy wasn't so bad. But it's not cute right now, Fumi. I'm sorry, but it's not. And I love me some Fumi, y'all. But she looking crazy with that. So Amber gets a phone call from her doctor, and she gets good news about the egg retrieval. And she was basically saying that she can take her shot and stuff like that. So I'm happy for Amber with the egg retrieval and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, I want Amber to have what she wants. Like, a lot of women at that age, they want to have kids, but some people want to do it the right way, like have the husband, have the picket fence and the dog in the house that they purchased together and things like that. Like, that's the thing that they want, but that's not fortunate. Everybody's not fortunate to have that type of life to get married first and have the all-American family, the perfect family and things like that. So I don't know. I don't fault nobody for wanting to have that, but I just feel like I feel like she's doing this mainly because her mama thinks she gay. Only because of the simple fact that she's not married, she ain't got no man, she ain't got no kids, and her mama thinks she gay. And I feel like that's the main reason why she doing it, so her mama can shut the hell up. That's what I feel. I could be completely wrong and completely out of bounds, but that's exactly what I get from this situation. Because, like I said, you need to find a man. You need to find a man. You need to find a like, as if having a man is the one I'll be out for that lady. It ain't the one I'll be out for that lady. It's just not. But once again, that's that shit that mothers be doing. Like they do it with men. When a man ain't having no kids or he ain't got no woman, oh, you must be gay. You know, that type of thing. It's the most ignorant shit I've ever heard in my life. But to each his fucking own if you feel that way. I mean, I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Anyway, where we at? So then, Tiffany wants more kids, but her husband wants to have a vasectomy. He don't really want no more children, and he wants an empty nest. But Tiffany just wants another child. And I just think that Tiffany just needs to respect her husband's wishes. Y'all already got two, and I think they're a little bit older. So the thing is, it's kind of like he don't want to have to start over again. And as selfish as that sound, if I got two kids, and I don't know the exact ages of their kids, but if I got two kids and one of them is 13 and the other one 15, do you really believe that I want to have another baby after that? Hell no. I ain't got time for no big ass gaps in between my motherfucking kids. I mean, I just don't. I would rather my kids grow up together instead of these big, wide ass gaps. You know what I mean? Because it was bad enough that me and my baby brother got this gap, but luckily it's an 11-year gap. You feel what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But yeah, Tiffany ain't thinking. Tiffany then apologizes to Kayla about what happened at the brunch because Kayla felt like she was being ganged up on by Tiffany and Kendra. And to be honest, I felt like she was being ganged up on by Tiffany and Kendra, but it was more so Kendra because Kendra was a nasty bitch to Kayla, just like she was with Stormmy. Like she's a complete nasty ass hoe, and she talks to people crazy, and she's just very much so like this got this nasty disposition about herself, and I just don't like her. And it makes sense to me as to how her and Tiffany are actually friends. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, girl, fuck you. Anyway, Tiffany was like, I saw you call it was bad enough that we didn't have a good time at the brunch, but then I go outside and I see you calling Stormy. And then she said, yeah, I did call Stormy because my thing is I just needed to know. I just felt like, well, maybe this shit is more serious than I thought it was. So maybe I should just call Stormy and see what really happened because I was kind of thrown off. And so that was pretty much the gist of that. So Kayla apologizes, but Tiffany says she's watching Kayla. Amber says that she feels that Kayla doesn't control her own mind, basically, in so many words. So she's saying that she ain't got no mind of her own and she doesn't control her own mind. She's a controllable person, basically. So then everybody arrives at the girls' night in. And Stormy tells them that they got to take pictures. So they all change into their picture taking clothes. And then as Stormy leave them in the guest house, Kayla and Stormy go outside and they discuss the tension between Tiffany and Kayla. So Kayla tells Stormy that Tiffany says that she's watching her. Like, and Stormy was like, well, why? And then, Kayla was like, well, because when we went to brunch, I was asking her about the beef between you and her. And her and her friend really didn't want to hear nothing I had to say in so many words. So, she's watching me after we apologized to one another. Tiffany says that she's here with an open heart and an open mind, and she's willing to see how things are going to play out and turn out. So then Stormy says that she invited Tiffany because she's curious to know how Tiffany is going to be in a group setting. Because the last time she saw Tiffany was with Kendra and Chantel, whatever her name is. And things didn't go well between the two of them. So she wants to know how this is going to work with them as a group. So they take the photo shoot. The girls look beautiful. And after they take the photo shoot, they go somewhere and sit their ass down. So then we have dinner. And when they get ready to sit down, it's a seat next to Tiffany. So she asks Tiffany to switch seats. No, she asks Amber to switch seats with her because she don't like sitting in the middle because she's claustrophobic. And the thing is, Tiffany starts laughing at Stormy. And Stormy was asking Tiffany, why was she laughing? Tiffany says, because you didn't want to sit next to me. And Stormy was like, it ain't got nothing to do with me wanting to sit next to you. It has more so to do with me not liking to sit in the middle because I feel claustrophobic when I do. I like to sit at the edge. So Tiffany continues to laugh. I feel two ways about this. There's possibly some truth to Stormy not wanting to sit in that seat because she's claustrophobic. But there's another part of me that feel like, Stormy, you was being an ass. You were being an ass. Because you could have sat next to that lady. I don't like sitting in the whole seat when I'm riding with my friends on a road trip. I don't like sitting in the whole seat. And the whole seat is the middle seat. I don't like sitting in the whole seat. But I always got to sit in the whole seat. But I sit there. So Stormy, you could have sat next to Tiffany. You could have. I feel like you just wanted to make a scene in that moment. You already know what's really going on here. You did that to make a scene. As annoying as Tiffany is, and as disrespectful as Tiffany is, you were out of pocket and out of line, Stormy. You was looking for a moment then. I'm sorry, but you were looking for a fucking moment. You didn't even have to do that. All right, happy birthday, Miss El Janae. She didn't even have to do that. So I just felt like, yeah, Stormy, you doing too much and you looking for a fucking moment at this point. Like that's exactly what you doing. So then Stormy said, do you want to leave? And then Tiffany said, I can. So then she asked Tiffany to leave. So then Amber tries to get them to finish the dinner. She sees where it's going, but she doesn't want it to go that way. But Stormy is over Tiffany at this moment. Like she really don't give a fuck. Like she's literally over Tiffany at this moment in time. It's kind of like this. Like you sit up here saying and doing this. You keep on being offensive to me and I don't like it. So we're gonna have to move. I don't know how we're gonna move forward, but this ain't gonna, I don't feel like it's gonna move forward at this moment because you're doing too much. But to me, even though Tiffany has been doing a lot, you're doing a lot right about now, Stormy. Like you literally are doing the absolute most, and you're doing shit that you really ain't got to be doing. Like, no, for real. You're doing some shit that you really ain't got to be doing. We understand that you don't like that lady. I don't like that lady either. I get that you don't like that lady. She's a bit much and a bit overboard, and I understand. But girl, you doing too much, and you showing your fucking slip. And Tiffany was, laughter is good for the soul. It's good for the soul. And then you were kind of being condescending with the way that she was laughing after she already asked you what the fuck you laughing at, and you gonna keep laughing, girl. Then Sonetta explains why she felt Tiffany offended Stormy. So then after she gives her explanation as to why she felt like, you know, Tiffany offended Stormy, that is when Tiffany gives her apology to Stormy. But Stormy ain't receiving the apology because she feels like it was a backhanded apology. And it was a backhanded apology. But Stormy, in the same breath, what was the purpose of you inviting Tiffany to your house? You already said that she got bad energy. You already said that. And if you're really trying to work on things with Tiffany, I felt like a conversation could have been had instead of you already trying to kick her out of your house already. Like that could have been your moment to really sit there, have a conversation, figure things out with this girl and see how it's gonna go. But instead, you chose to sit your ass up here and play games. I'm gonna put you out, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You didn't even have to do all that, but you was looking for a moment, Stormy, and that's all I'm saying. That's exactly what you were doing. So then, um, as Stormy and Tiffany continues to argue, Stormy tells Tiffany to get the fuck out of her house. She threatens to whoop Tiffany's ass, which I kind of hope she did, but you know, then Amber breaks down into tears because she's very close to both Tiffany and Stormy, and she doesn't like them fighting. Then Tiffany gets on the phone with her husband, and she laughing again, saying that she don't take Stormy seriously, and she feels like her money actually makes who she is, and that's exactly what her friend said. But she feels like she needs to humble herself because she could lose everything that she got. Now, I think it's funny that Tiffany don't take Stormy seriously. Like, she's literally thinking that she's a joke. That's why she's laughing at her, because she thinks that she's a complete joke, a complete idiot. So that is why she's laughing at her. But I feel like both Stormy and Tiffany are giving bad energy, to be honest. Like, Tiffany has been a bitch since she came on the show. Like, y'all know how I felt from the very beginning about her ass. Y'all know I didn't like her. And some of y'all was saying that I was just a little bit too hard on her, which I still don't feel like I was. I was just telling y'all what it is. She was doing too much for me. But I think Stormy's energy ain't no better. It's just like Tiffany has a condescending energy. I think that Stormy's energy was a little bit nasty. It was a little bit filthy. Her energy wasn't the cleanest, as she was trying to say that Tiffany's wasn't. You feel what I'm saying? The energy is pretty much the same. And that's why you motherfuckers is clashing, because your energy ain't too far apart from the other one. That's just what it is. And I just feel like Stormy kind of handled this completely wrong in a sense. And I feel like you already made it up in your mind that you don't like Tiffany already. And Tiffany knows that you don't like her. So you're pretty much already made up your mind on Tiffany. So it's no budging. And Tiffany already knows that you made up your mind on her, and she's going to continue to poke. So it's just like y'all are both doing, y'all poking and prodding, poking and prodding, poking and prodding. That's what y'all are both doing. So at the end of the day, this is why y'all are getting what y'all are getting. Yeah, Stormy gets along with Amber. She gets along with Kayla. She gets along with Sonetta. She gets along with Fumi. But she just can't seem to get along with Tiffany. And it could be because of the fact that Stormy, could be the fact that Tiffany is no different from Stormy. They're the same bitch, in my opinion. That's why they can't get along. But with that being said, you guys, that's pretty much all that I got for Belle Collective Birmingham, y'all. That's pretty much all that I got for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get up out of here. Tomorrow is Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm gonna try to give you guys another video before that. I think me and T and JoJo, we're doing roast and review tomorrow afternoon, y'all. Before we get up out of here, though, let me give you guys a little bit of updates right now. So let's talk about the show that I'm on, and that is the Scene ATL. Season 2 is underway, honey. They are already started to plan season 2, and they are interviewing the new hires next week, and the new cast will be finalized next Sunday. So we're about to start filming officially in about 2 weeks, and I'm kind of excited about that. Despite everything, but I'm kind of excited about that. A lot of new producers, a lot of new cameramen is in the fray. It's very exciting because we're going into this new season in a new way. You know, we're pretty much they're pretty much handling everything a lot differently this time, and it seems to be a lot more organized already than it was the first season. And the first 2 events belong to me. Anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the Scene ATL. Y'all do need a yes for the Miss 2 fight scene. Y'all probably are gonna get one tomorrow. So with that being said, y'all, be sure to pick up my best friend, support my best friend. He has a t-shirt line called Shifted. It's exclusively available on Etsy. Make sure you guys go and pick up my book on Amazon and Kindle Books. Okay. So with that being said, you guys, this be your boy Scotty by Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever video drops. And if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below. With that being said, you guys, your boys up out of here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Get that 20, yeah, you always been a sneaky bitch, hating from the sidelines, trying to get big, yeah. You don't found one, yeah, you don't found one. You don't found one, found you a real one. On my assets lately, you catch a face, shots fired, catching babies. Heavy on the highs, better get you some gravy. Cut that lady check, why you out here being lazy? I got bored with that season, I'm talking shit when I'm spitting. Fact the bitch, I'm the reason, when it got you hoes heated. Snow got them hoes sneezing, got the meals you not eating. Where had them hoes leaking, God trust when I'm speaking. It's getting
big bands gon' make it hot. Real niggas gonna come up, don't let the game gon' change us. Real niggas in my circle, ho, don't ever play us. This the real hustle, we make the money, don't make it make us. They ain't bout shit, talking out they neck. Bitch, we bring the heat every time we step. You fucking with a beast, fucking with the best. Get money on the east, plug on the west. Bitch, I'm from the north, but we run it south. Bitch, we outside, what you talking about? Who the fuck is me? No, who the fuck is you?